steps before graduation. There's a few things that we still have to do to make sure that you're on track to get into college, go to trade school, join the military, whatever your plans are for after graduation. So I'm going to go ahead and start my slides and we will get the show on the road. Okay. Oh boy. Zaretta, I think I can't share my slides. It's saying only the host can share in this meeting. Should I share to you, maybe?
Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to switch it now that I have you on YouTube Live.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. Bear with me. This presentation will get recorded and we will be sending it out tomorrow as well.
Yeah, you're going to have to share with me. Sorry, I don't know why it's not.
Okay, 1 second.
Properly.
Okay, just shared it. So let me know when you're able. Hey, okay, nice. Okay, great. Okay, so hey everyone, okay. Okay, you can keep hitting the space bar. So these are the next steps for the class of 2024. My contact information, you can text me. You can find me in room 194 during period 1 and period 5, or you can email me at collegeoffice@wagnerhigh.net. Okay, next slide. All right, our drop-ins. Keep going. So first period and fifth period is when I'm available, or you can text or email me questions. If you have general questions, though, you can ask the staff. That's Miss Clemente and also Cindy Patterson. The office is open from 7:30 to 3. We're closed during periods 2 and 8. If you're coming from a class or you're missing class, make sure you get a pass from the teacher first. Okay, go ahead. Oh, back. Okay, so this is for all of my procrastinators, and you know who you are. If this is you, if you like to procrastinate, now is the time to jump on your applications. Next slide. So CUNY, the priority deadline to apply for the CUNY schools was February 1st, but some spots may still be available. So you can go ahead and apply on cuny.edu/apply. It is still test optional, which means that you won't be penalized if you don't send SAT scores. For the SUNYs, go ahead. Some SUNY programs are already closed. You will have to check online. Easiest way to apply is going to be on suny.edu. My office will automatically send the transcript, the mid-year report, and the recommendations. There's no need to mail anything. Okay. It is still test optional. Okay, next slide. Okay, and there's another riddle. Okay, so these 3 slides have one thing in common. They are all rolling. Okay, go ahead. You can next slide. So rolling admission. There are some schools that have rolling admission, which means that the college keeps accepting applications until the freshman class is filled. So local examples would be St. John's University in Queens or St. Francis College in Brooklyn. They will keep filling in seats until those seats are all filled up. So you would, if you need to send SAT scores, you would do that through College Board, but most of these schools with rolling admission are test optional, so you don't have to send scores. Yes, decision letters are coming. Many of you have already received decision letters. Some of you have not. I would suggest that you check the email that you used when you applied. And a lot of times the colleges will tell you to check your student portal. So you would have to log into the student portal using the information they gave you. And then you'll see the decisions, the acceptance, the rejection, the wait list, whatever. You'll see that on the student portal. Okay. They don't always send out a physical letter. Okay. Or a physical email. So when will you hear back from CUNY? A lot of people have already started hearing back from CUNY. You would have received an email asking you to activate your CUNY First account. So you would follow those instructions, even if you already have a CUNY First account. When you get into CUNY First, you would go to the Student Center to see your admissions decisions, your aid package, anything that CUNY still needs, that's where you would see it. This is where you're going to accept your admissions offer and fill out any paperwork on CUNY First. If you have trouble getting into CUNY First, you can come to the office and we will help you. This is what it looks like when you try to get into CUNY First. You would click on the thing that says new user. See where the arrow is? We click on that and follow the instructions for making an account. You will need your social security number. Okay, go ahead. So when will you hear if you got accepted? Well, late February to early April, or May if you only just applied to CUNY. CUNY is going to ask for a deposit between May 1st and May 15th. And do not send any money to any colleges until you are 100% sure that you will be attending. So that means you have to wait until you get all your aid packages first before you're able to figure out where you're going to be going to school. If you apply to CUNY with a fee waiver, then you will not see, you won't see a link to put in a deposit. They waive the deposit fee if you used a fee waiver. Okay, go ahead. So once you have your decisions back from your schools, you're going to go into Naviance, you're going to go to colleges I'm applying to, and you're going to use that pencil icon. See that I circled it? You're going to use the pencil icon to edit the status for that school. Okay, next slide. You're going to go to the result on the next page, and you're going to change it to accepted or denied, or you're going to check the box for waitlist. This is how I'm able to know what happened to you when you applied to these schools. This is also how I'm able to keep advising people with the correct information, because if I don't know if you were accepted or not, it's harder for me to advise people. Okay, next slide. Okay, if you were waitlisted, you're checking the box that says waitlisted. Okay, next slide. So what about that waitlist? Waitlist freaks people out. I know that. Next slide. If you get waitlisted, you can write a letter explaining how this is your first choice and talking about how you have done new things since you applied and you're like a really good candidate for the school. I have a template for this letter on the senior class Google Classroom. Oops. Sorry about that. Whoops. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm back. Okay. Sorry about that technical difficulty. So as I was saying, I have a template for the waitlist letter. It is on the senior class Google Classroom if you go in the classwork section. This method does help people get into their first choice schools. So in the letter, you're basically saying, you know, you're my first choice. If I got in, I would most likely attend. You're updating them on what you've been doing since you applied. And it's a good time to include any updated resume, maybe a graded research paper. If you were in the newspaper, like you would include that. So I can advise you on that if you come and see me, but also you can look at the template that I have on the Senior Class Google Classroom. I have gotten people off the wait list into Georgetown, NYU, Barnard, Columbia, Cornell. This works. This method works. So you're basically trying to show that you're really still interested in the school. And that can help move you up higher on the wait list over all the people who are on the wait list, but they didn't bother showing any interest in attending the school. Okay, next slide. Yeah, exactly. So this can really help you get it. Okay, next slide. So how do you make your choice? You need to compare the financial aid packages before you commit to a school. Now, I know, and the colleges know, that FAFSA has been really, really, really complicated this year, and it's been glitching all over the place. It looks like the FAFSA is not going to get processed until mid-March. So that means it doesn't get sent to the colleges until mid-March, which means that you're not likely to get an aid package until April, or until April. So your turnaround time from making a decision is going to be pretty short. So I would recommend that you sit down and you compare the aid packages. I can help you with that if you need help, but also this link for the financial aid comparison tool really helps you to understand your aid package and see what your monthly loan payments would be. I think it's really useful to see the monthly loan payment, because just seeing what the total amount is for your loan, I think, is a little misleading, and it's more helpful to see how it would affect you on a month-by-month basis. Okay, next slide. So this is what that aid comparison tool looks like, the aid package comparison tool looks like. So you put in the name of the school, you put in the cost of attendance, which is usually listed on the award letter. You put in the amount of grants and scholarships that are listed on the award letter. So I'm giving you an example here. And then you'll also see the total amount of federal loans offered on your award letter. Okay, so these are the amounts that I put in. Okay, next slide. And what you will see is how much it's going to really cost you per year. So here's Wagner College. And then just so you can compare, I put in info for Long Island University as well. So you can see that Wagner College is giving more money in grants and scholarships. However, just because they give you more money in grants and scholarships than LIU did, that doesn't mean that it's less expensive. The total net cost at Wagner College, because it starts out being more expensive, is $12,500. Over at LIU, it's only $11,000. So when you take out the federal loans that you've been offered, you're still left with $7,000 out of pocket at Wagner College, whereas at LIU, you've got $5,500 out of pocket. So this can really help you to understand which colleges are going to be the most cost effective for you and your family. Okay, next slide. So once you know where you are attending and you've put in the enrollment paperwork for that, on Naviance, you have to tell me where you are going to be attending college. So you see the blue arrow? You're going to go to the pull down and just put in which college you'll be attending. This is so that my office knows where to send your transcript, your final transcript, after you have graduated. So you will start to get notices about needing the final transcript. I am not sending that final transcript out until after you have physically graduated. And then in the last couple of days of June, I take care of sending it out to all of the colleges that people are going to be going to. Okay, next slide. So scholarships. If you were awarded a scholarship, whether it was from a private organization or from a college or institution, even if you don't plan on going there, you need to show that letter to the college office staff, or you can email me a copy. We keep track of that stuff. We have to keep track of the amounts, but we also will list the name of the scholarship on the graduation program. Your parents will be super, super, super annoyed if you got a bunch of scholarships and you didn't bother to tell the college office, so there's nothing next to your name in the graduation program. Make sure that you let us know what scholarships and how much you have gotten them for. You can look for local scholarships on Naviance in the colleges tab under scholarship search. You would filter by keyword. Whoop, go back. You could filter by keywords like Wagner or minority, a religion. You could put in a hobby of yours like art, right, or writing. You can clear the filters to see more scholarships. National scholarships are on the National Scholarship Match. And if I saw you for a college appointment, either in junior year or senior year, I probably made a curated list for you. So you would go to it's the colleges tab, and then it'll have like a heart, and it'll say favorite scholarships. Okay, go ahead. So I looked up a bunch of scholarships that are just for Wagner students. All of these are still open. The one that is happening the soonest is the Corporal Thomas E. Saba Memorial Award. That is due on March 15th. It is a guaranteed $1,000 to one of our seniors. The instructions are all on the scholarship. I also have some of these listed on the Google Classroom. The Teresa Marie Memorial Scholarship is for any Wagner seniors who are going to be going to the military or joining the reserves. It's $200, but it is a super easy essay, and it's like cash in your pocket. The PTA scholarship is $1,000 guaranteed to a Wagner senior, and that is going to be due in April. That winner finds out at graduation. And lastly, the Effie Kefalius Rouse Award, that is given out at the senior award ceremony, and it is a $500. You can either do a video or an essay for that one. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Evelyn Cook Dream Big Achieve Award is a scholarship that's only for Wagner seniors. It is a whopping $10,000, and it is targeted at minority students who are active in school activities, especially international club or international festival. Do check that out. It's a great scholarship. And if you've got decent grades, it's a really, really good find for you. Okay, next up. Okay, the Excelsior Scholarship is free CUNY or SUNY tuition for households making $125,000 or less last year. So it just is for tuition. You have to have filled out the FAFSA and the TAP already to get the free tuition, and it is 4 years of free tuition. You need to commit to living in New York State for as many years as you receive the award. So for example, if you get the scholarship for 4 years, you're basically saying, yes, after graduation, I will live and work in New York State for 4 years after I graduate. If you get a really good job offer in another state and you want to go somewhere else, you're allowed to. Just realize that if you have a certain amount of years left on your contract, you will have to pay New York State back for the tuition of those 2 years. Okay, but it is basically an interest-free loan at that point. So it's a very good deal. Another catch is that you have to register for 30 credits per year when you're in college with at least 12 credits per semester. I do want to point out that AP classes and College Now classes do count towards that 30 credits a year. So that can really help you. If you want to be notified when the scholarship opens, you can go to this link and put in your email address, and you'll get an email when it opens up. There's no like set time that it opens up. Last year, I believe it opened up in May. The year previous, it opened up in June. So it kind of depends on when the New York State like issues its budget for the year. And it's probably contingent on FAFSA as well. So it might be like May or June, but totally worth it if you think you might go to a CUNY or SUNY. Okay, next up. So how do you transfer your college credits? First of all, don't transfer anything right this second unless you have already decided where you're going to go to school and you're done with your classes. So don't send your College Now classes if you're still currently in a College Now class, right? So I have the links for these in the slide presentation, but I also have them in the senior class Google Classroom. So you can check them out over there. Don't send your AP exam scores until you get all of your scores back from this spring's AP exams. So that might be July. That's fine. You're going to go into College Board and you're going to be able to send all your AP scores at the same time to the one college that you'll be attending. Don't be scared of like having bad scores on that list. the college that you're attending will look at all the scores and they'll only take the ones that count towards credit for them. They're going to ignore the fact that you got a 2 on the AP World exam, for example. Okay, next up. Senioritis. This is a real thing. I need you guys to make sure that you're keeping it together with your classes. I do send that final transcript, and colleges have been known to rescind offers if your grades all of a sudden drop. This is definitely a thing that I've seen. It is a really, really bad thing to have like gotten into an awesome school, told all your friends and family, and then find out that the college said, actually, you know what? Your grades were really low that last semester. We can't let you into our school now. Okay, next up. Yes, this is you. Okay, next up. Okay, so like I said, colleges can rescind offers. They will rescind offers if you've dropped or failed classes. But also, I do want to point out, for questionable behavior on social media, private group chats that are not so private because people can take pictures of them, or even in private messages, because again, people can take screenshots of that and totally mess up your life. So this is an example on the left. This is an example of something that happened at Harvard back in 2021. There were a couple of kids in a private group chat who were sending messages that had offensive messages and graphics. Somebody took a screenshot, and you know what? Harvard found out about it. And they were like holding these kids to task, and some of them had their offers rescinded. So believe it, this is a real thing. And also, guys, if you have lied about your grades on the self-reported academic record on the SRAR that schools like NYU and Rutgers use, if they don't match your final transcript, you can say bye-bye to that offer as well. Okay, next up. I know, I want you to graduate too. Okay, next up. So I do need you guys to fill out the mandatory graduation survey. I have it on a Google form this year. I have already posted it on the Google Classroom as an assignment. It is due by May 15th. Okay, so I need to know what you're doing. This is true even if you're not going to go to college in the fall. I need to know what your plans are. Are you going to trade school? Are you joining the military? Are you taking a gap year? Are you getting a job? I need to know all of this stuff. It is mandatory to fill it out. It is not negotiable. You will not get your diploma until you fill this out. So the senior class Google Classroom, if you're not on it, that's the code right there. If you need any help with it, you can come to the office as well. But it's pretty straightforward. It's going to take you, once you're in the form, it'll take you maybe 30 seconds to fill it out. Okay, next up. Yes, if you're, if you are joining the military or thinking about joining the military, you can sign up to take the ASVAB exam on March 21st. We're doing it here at the school, in the school library. The ASVAB exam is a test that the military has you take so they can figure out what job to put you in, and also if you're eligible to enlist. I also, like I said, I need you to fill out that graduation survey. This is doubly true for people who want to join the military because we acknowledge you at graduation. We make everybody who's joining the military stand up. You get acknowledged by thousands of people. It's kind of awesome to hear all those people clapping for you. Please make sure you tell us, okay? And then, like I said, you can do the Teresa Marie Memorial Scholarship, which is $200, but it's guaranteed to a Wagner senior who'll be joining the military. It is a very simple essay. And for the 30 minutes that you're going to spend writing that essay, you could make $200. Okay, next up. Now, some of you are thinking about doing trade school, which is fine. You can come and talk to me about it if you have questions, 1st or 5th, or you can email me. It is not too late to apply. I do have an entire long list of trade schools on this link, but I have a PDF of this trade school list on the senior class Google Classroom. Okay, next. And onward to graduation. All right, folks. So that is it for my presentation. If you have follow-up questions, please reach out to me in the college office, periods 1 and 5. You can text me, you can email me, and I hope to see you at graduation. All right, everyone. Be safe and have a good night. Bye-bye.